Throughout the construction industry, the common belief is that concrete takes 28 days to cure and reach 100% of its strength. Typically, it is expected that a concrete mix will reach 50% of its design strength in 3 days, 75% in 7 days, and 100% at 28 days. Prime Minister the Honorable Dr. Ralph Gonsalves said that when he was made aware of this by the contractors of the Langley Park Basin Hole Bridge project, he wrote the date down in his diary. And on November 12, 2014, exactly 28 days after Franco construction workers poured concrete onto the bridge, government officials and residents of the area gathered at the scene in a fanfare event to officially open the bridge.
So we now have the crossing of the river.
The Langley Park Basin Hole Bridge was severely impacted by a series of natural disasters. First, it was Hurricane Thomas in 2010, then the April 2011 floods, and the most recent December 2013 floods. Senior Technical Officer in the Ministry of Transport and Works, Simon Bailey, said that the destruction of the bridge is the resulting impact and evidence of the stark realities of climate change.
If we look at just what's happening in the year alone, we've had severe droughts, we've had intense rainfall, frequent tropical waves and trough systems, increased temperatures and increased wave events. Going back in 2010, Hurricane Thomas impacted the lives of the North Windward community, felling trees in the mountainous areas, affecting the watershed, and after that, there was an extended dry season. The drought continued, and then the April floods came in 2011. The impact of those floods severely impacted the Windward Highway, communities, mountainous regions. And to this day, we have bridges that are still awaiting construction. We have the Byra Bridge, the Grand Sable Bridge, the Caratal Bridge, and the Basin Hole Bridge, Miss Jane River Bridge. It caused significant damage to the Perseverance Congo Valley Mountains and the Jennings Mountain. But the Basin Hole Bridge, which we're standing on here right now, had severe scouring. The sediments that came down from the mountain actually raised the riverbed.
Bailey said that climate change is real and that we as a people must adapt. He said that one way to adapt is to look at the ways in which structures are designed and built in the future.
It means completely thinking outside of your normal design process. So what you have here is essentially a redesigned, rethought out bridge with a greater span, a greater clearance, and also the supporting structures, which are very important, the river training and the coastal defense. So, in short, climate change is real, and therefore we must adapt. And what you're seeing here is an adaptation.
Meanwhile, Bradley Francis of Franco Construction, whose firm was awarded the contract in 2012, said that although they faced numerous challenges to complete the project, he felt a real sense of accomplishment seeing the bridge officially opened.
Somewhere about mid-2012, Franco was awarded the contract, and we didn't get started until January 2013. In January 2013, when we got here, we realized that we had to do a bypass bridge. That took us several months, up to May, June. We eventually got down to this main bridge sometime in August of 2013 and started demolition. At that time, the road would have been diverted around. And then we had problems. The southern abutment was under-designed. We had to go lower. So one thing led to another, and then we were here until Christmas. And then the rains came in Christmas 2013. It was never intended to build a northern abutment. We were supposed to just repair the northern abutment. But after the Christmas 2013 floods, the northern abutment was totally wiped out. So the project was extended again to include the northern abutment. So that's Christmas 2013. Then we have the riverbed was like 8 or 10 feet higher than where the original level was. So we had to clear the riverbed and get started again. And as I said, we're a project that was supposed to finish in 2013. We're now in November 2014. But it's all good. I hope you agree that what is seen here is of really good quality and that it has enhanced the reputation of Franco Construction Limited. And of course the government and the Republic of China and Taiwan, but primarily the contracts. I thank you all very much.
And it was a proud moment for the Honorable Montgomery Daniel and his constituents.
Today is indeed a magnificent day for the constituency of North Windward. And indeed, today is a proud moment for me and this constituency of North Windward.
That's right. I want Comrade again.
Minister Daniel said that since 2001, when the ULP administration took office, a number of concerted efforts have been made to improve access to and from his constituency.
Successive governments have come and gone. Much has not been done to the relief of the people in this constituency. As I recall, I see much property lost. I see lives lost. And I recall many nights where many of our persons stood on the river banks of this constituency only to try and get to their place of abode. But since 2001, when this administration came to office, all that was changed. Yes. This is a government that takes care of the poor. Yes. And so, a number of initiatives would have been introduced to assist in this regard. I can say to you that in many places of discussions, it was not easy for me as I seek to obtain the goals that I set when I got to this position as the parliamentary representative of this constituency. And I recall in many discussions, in many meetings, particularly with the Ministry of Finance and Planning, seeking to have the bridge as one to improve access. The ministry would always ask this question: which comes first, the chicken or the egg? And that question was asked because it was said that there is no economic activity, particularly north of the river, so you cannot have a bridge. You turn the table around, it is said you cannot have economic activity north of a river because you do not have a bridge. So that's why I say, which comes first, the chicken or the egg? But thank God that we have a prime minister who understands and who would have given me the support so that today we have seen many, many bridges built in this constituency.
Minister Daniel outlined plans to construct similar bridges in the constituency. The Langley Park Basin Hole Bridge was part financed by the Republic of China on Taiwan as part of that country's contribution to St. Vincent and the Grenadines' disaster relief. Ambassador His Excellency Boshung Gore said that the bridge represents another symbol of strong friendship between the two countries.
Today we are here to witness the completion of one of the rehabilitation projects, the Basin Hole Bridge. The new bridge now here stands as another symbol of strong friendship between the government of people of Republic of China and Taiwan, and the government and the people of St. Vincent and Grenadines. Apart from the above-mentioned contributions, Taiwan has also provided funding for the disaster risk reduction projects, which is now conducted by the Pan-American Development Foundation, PADF, to further assist St. Vincent and Grenadines in reinforcing its capacity to respond to disasters and adapt to climate change. The 18-month project was just kicked off in October and expected to focus on 3 disaster-prone areas: Georgetown, Cumberland, and Bakeway. On the other hand, I would like to take this opportunity to once again express our heartfelt gratefulness for the staunch support that St. Vincent and Grenadines has always been giving to Taiwan in the international arena. We especially deeply appreciate your strong advocacy for Taiwan's participation in the United Nations specialized agencies, namely UNFCCC and ICAO.
And Prime Minister the Honorable Dr. Ralph Gonsalves expressed gratitude to a number of persons who made the construction of the Langley Park Basin Hole Bridge possible. The Prime Minister specially thanked the Republic of China on Taiwan for its generous contribution, Franco Construction for delivering the project, and all the men and women who worked on the project. The Prime Minister also outlined a number of projects in the pipeline for which he said financing is already available through the Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and the Caribbean Development Bank.
$8 million. 3 of it is for the Caratal Bridge. And next week, the contractors, Bailey contractors, will be mobilized. And before we break down the old Caratal Bridge, we have to put some strengthening of the bypass, which is just above, which Bragsa had built. It's going to take us 8 months to build that bridge. It's going to be higher, it's going to be longer, and it's going to be wider than the bridge which was there before. We're doing it bigger and better, just like how we do this one. You hear me? And then we have some river defenses because it doesn't make sense. You have bridges and the like, and you don't have river defenses. By the way, at Caratal, we put in river defenses upstream and downstream to protect the sides so that when the river comes down, it doesn't flow over in people's place. You know, at Cairo Point, there is what you call a ford, where you drive over like on the road itself, specially designed. We have to rehabilitate that, and we're going to put some Gabian river defenses. I have the money for Caratal, and I got the money for Cairo Point. Up in Fancy, I have Gabian river defenses for that. I got the money for that. Don't allow another man come spend that money. Then I come now to money which I have from the Caribbean Development Bank. I'm not telling you about what I'm thinking about, you know. I have these monies already put aside. You hear me? You know, in Sandy Bay, you see there's a problem with the coast. The sea up there is taking the coast away. So we're going to put in coastal defenses to protect the village. I want you to hear that. We are protecting the village. Just like we have a project and the money is available to protect Georgetown. But I'm talking today about North Windward. Then, at the upper watershed for Caratal and Langley Park rivers, if you look at them, if those of you who go to the upper watershed, you will see the upper watershed is all over the place. So we have to train those rivers and put systems in place and train them so they follow their natural course.
There is in this audience a very special man who created a road march out of the 2011 floods. His name is Sinclair Lewis, and I'm going to ask him to come up here while Pablo plays Georgetown Full of Wood. Sinclair, come and sing a verse of the song for the people then, please. Put your hands together for Sinclair. That's Tajo cousin. Come on, this is your song, this is your bridge, this is your flood. You put the road march and the people of Georgetown come. Come and sing a verse and chorus with them.
People balling water.
Georgetown Massive! How you doing? People balling water, Georgetown underwater. All them rivers come down, Georgetown mash up the tongue. Watch a big disaster, water more than flour. People applying to see water mash up the sugar city. Georgetown mash up, Georgetown mash up. Water muddy, water muddy. Georgetown mash up, Georgetown mash up. Water muddy, water muddy. Georgetown full of wood, Georgetown full of wood.
The project for the bridge construction comprised three main components: the Basin Hole Bridge and road realignment, the river realignment and coastal defense, and a river gabion basket protection wall. Franco Construction was awarded the road and bridge alignment contract at a cost of $1.6 million. Reporting for the API, I am Shanna Daniel.
Well, we at the bridge, you know. That was mash up. Basin Hole, mash up. Long Bay Road, mash up. Downtown Market, mash up. Mash up.
Young but young.
Mash up.
The whole of Georgetown.
Mash up. Even the blind could see that water mash up the sugar city. Georgetown.
Mash up, mash up.
Georgetown.